My name is Dave Romeo, and I hold people accountable to achieving their dreams. For nearly 2 decades, I have coached business people, entrepreneurs, and salespeople, and showed them how to turn their mistakes into masterpieces. My best customers are people who are dissatisfied with their current level of sales and success and are serious about doing something to improve them. Using proven coaching lessons and strategies, I will show them and you how to be more successful in life and in business. Welcome to Focused on Success with Dave Romeo. As a coach, I coach many entrepreneurs, and more often than not, I tend to coach married couples. I find that when both husbands and wives go through coaching together, they tend to get the best results. Usually, one of them tends to be a very creative, big picture type of person. The other one tends to be more grounded, organized, and consistent. Those two skill sets combine for an excellent combination in a business. But let's not kid ourselves. When husbands and wives are going to work together in a workplace, feelings can get in the way of making good business decisions sometimes, and it can be a lot more complicated than it sounds. It's sometimes hard to separate your personal life from your professional life when you're married to your business partner, as is the case with Rob and Brenda Hager of RF Hager Construction. They started their company in 1987 and worked very well together for a while. The work was impeccable, and that's because Rob is a perfectionist, and he insists on giving the top quality at any cost. While that might sound like a good thing, you have to be careful that you don't wind up losing your shirt. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for top quality, but you have to be willing to charge for the work you do. Otherwise, you can find yourself in the red. Unfortunately, the business changed in 2009 when the economy nosedived. Work was harder to get, and the cash flow was drying up. The biggest problem was regaining control of their lives and to get the tail to stop wagging the dog. In this case, the tail included cash flow, unreasonable clients, and staffing issues. I approached Rob about getting some coaching for him and his wife Brenda. The first thing we decided was we needed to sit down and figure out what they needed to improve. The list was long. Number 1, we identified the roadblocks. 2, they needed to know how to regain control of the business. 3, they had to get the tail to stop wagging the dog. 4, they both had strong entrepreneurial opinions on things. 5, we needed to change the approach and get them to stop reacting and start responding. 6, we definitely needed to change their current estimating process. 7, we couldn't allow Brenda to keep spending hours doing design work without getting any signed contracts. 8, we needed to fix their accounts receivable, which was getting way behind. And finally, we needed to prevent their jobs and profits from varying so widely. I genuinely liked and respected Rob and Brenda, and I wanted to see if I can help them right the ship. When we come back, I'll show you the coaching strategies we used to turn things around, stop the insanity, and right this wrong business.
Hi, I'm Lou Lies, the owner of Stages Planning Group. At Stages, we help our clients make smart choices about their money so that no matter what happens in the market, the world, or the economy, they have the highest probability of reaching all of their financial goals. We do this using a process called the Financial Roadmap, and then we hold our clients accountable to actually doing the work. Visit us at stagesplanning.com. Stages Planning Group. Planning for every stage.
If it bugs you, it bugs us. Tomlinson Baumberger Lawn Care, Landscape, and Pest Control. Your trusted pest control advisor. Voted among your favorite in pest control. Visit mytombaum.com.
No matter what you're doing in Lancaster County, Mix is the place to grab a bite before or after your next adventure. Swing by after playing some sports at Spooky Nook, catch up with some of your friends, or get out for a date night. Bring the family out for a Sunday lunch or test your trivia skills on Thursday nights. Enjoy any occasion with delicious food, drinks, and the friendliest service around in any of our 3 local pubs. Spend quality time with those special people in your life at Mix All-American Pub.
Hi, I'm Jeff Belomo with Belomo & Associates. People come to our estate planning and elder law firm in all phases of life. We believe in education and teaching a client what they need to know and what to expect before it happens through our free educational workshops. We understand that estate planning is more than documents. It is about relationships. At Belomo & Associates, we build relationships and we educate our clients.
I'm a big believer in having people work towards their strengths. So the first thing we did was set up some divisions of duties. It was clear that Brenda was better with the office staff, accounts receivable, and estimating. Rob was indispensable in the field, handling quality control, customer service issues, and sales. Once they had their own separate areas of responsibility, I asked them not to interfere with each other's. Next, we wanted to deal with the issue Brenda was having about giving away so much free time doing estimates for people that didn't wind up buying. The solution was to put them in 2 categories. Planners were people who were just starting out, and for them, they got a free estimate and a budget. The planners who were further along in their plans got designs, floor plans, and a detailed proposal. Now it was time to narrow the niche. The company actually changed its name from R.F. Hager Construction to Hager Kitchens and Baths. This was a very profitable part of the business, and it made it so much easier and less time-consuming for Brenda to do the estimates. Besides, everybody has a kitchen and bath in their room, and they're willing to spend money to improve them. That's why these rooms are known as the money rooms. The next thing we needed to tackle was to get Rob to turn in his numbers so Brenda could send out her accounts receivable and they could increase their cash flow. This depended on accountability and mutual respect. When we come back, you'll meet Rob and Brenda Hager and find out how this frustrated couple learned to join forces and find common ground.
Hi, I'm Mary Ferguson, owner of ProLook Uniform. I'd like to show you what we have in store for you.
ProLook is one of the best kept secrets in Lancaster County. If you are a chef, a doctor, a nurse, or in public safety, come to ProLook for a consistent professional look. Our embroidery and screen printing services help businesses of all sizes brand themselves.
With a store full of inventory, ProLook has what you're looking for. Let us serve you as you serve others. You are our heroes.
I'm Jack Hostetter from JB Hostetters & Sons Mountjoy, your full-service, true-value hardware store, serving the public for 89 years. We are more than just a hardware store. We also have greenhouses, plumbing and electrical, paint, rental, lawn and garden equipment, TV and major appliances. And remember, we just don't sell it, we service it too. Great values with hometown service. Our customers are not just a number. We have forged many long-term relationships spanning 3 generations since 1927.
If it bugs you, it bugs us. Tomlinson Baumberger Lawn Care, Landscape, and Pest Control. Your trusted pest control advisor. Voted among your favorite in pest control. Visit mytombaum.com.
Hi, I'm David with Accounting Services of York, LLC, voted best in York the past 2 years and also recipient of Angie's List Super Service Award. Small business is our specialty. We offer both S&C Corp, bookkeeping and payroll, in addition to personal and nonprofit tax returns. For more information about us, you may visit our website, asyork.net. And remember, we'll count the beans and you enjoy the coffee.
Rob and Brenda Hager from Hager Kitchens and Baths in York, Pennsylvania. Welcome to Focused on Success.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Dave.
When we first started working together, Rob, I wanted to get you some coaching. And what I noticed was you were trying to sign up for the same seminar 3 years in a row and you didn't make it. Now, as a coach, that's a red flag that says you're having difficulty committing to your commitment. So when we started talking about coaching, I approached that and I reminded you when you took the Sales Academy of the ultimate success formula. Remember that? It's only 4 steps. Commit to your commitments, be super responsive, be congruent, make sure your words match your actions, and be consistent. Do it every single time. Do you remember that?
I do. Specifically, I think I mentioned to you at that time, it was the definition of insanity is what we were living, which is pretty much keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Right.
And we weren't getting those results.
Well, I'm so glad that you explained that to me the first time that we sat down together, because it was very crystal clear and it was vivid about what you were going through.
Well, at that time we had a lot going on, and we had hit a kind of like a plateau in our business in 2009, and we really had to scramble a lot to keep our business going. And working long hours and things of that nature really caused a lot of pain and suffering internally. Plus, having a husband-wife business is very difficult too, working together with your spouse. But
how could that be? Well, I coach a lot of couples, and one of the things that I notice is usually I know one of the two better than the other. For example, with you, I've known you for many years, but I only met Brenda after you and I met. And I try to stress that I don't want to be your husband's coach, or I don't want to be your wife's coach. I'm going to coach each of you equally because I'm committed to both of your successes. And you really can't have success without the other one being successful. Don't you agree?
I do agree with that.
Okay. Now, Brenda, one of the issues that we talked about was making sure that you had the information you need, and you couldn't do your job properly without the information from Rob. Do you want to explain the type of problems that created for you and the solution to it?
Well, let me start with, Rob's an incredible craftsman and technician, and he's good at so many things, but he's not really good at paperwork. He doesn't like paperwork. So trying to get him to hand in a timesheet was very difficult. So we came up with a solution. He keeps a very detailed journal. That's just the kind of person that he is. He's very detailed and anal. And so we decided that what we would do to solve that problem is to have just to copy his journal because it's very detailed. That enabled me to be able to bill clients. That was one of the big problems. If his timesheets weren't handed in, I couldn't bill clients on time. And working long hours, and then at like 9 o'clock at night, I'm thinking, I need to bill so and so, but I don't have the details. And so it creates some stress between the two of us. We're together 24/7. I kiddingly tell people we're actually married 26 years, but I tell people it's 52 because we've been together so long. We're together 24/7. But it creates some stress because I'd be like, Rob, I need your timesheets to be able to bill the clients. And he's like, oh my gosh, I worked all day. I'm tired. I'll do it tomorrow. So it created problems with cash flow, with being able to bill, even job costing. I can't job cost without his hours. So copying his journal every day, every week helped us so that we could keep the billing on track, improve our cash flow, and make us a little happier.
Now, you just said a little while ago that you'd be up late at night working on this. Well, one thing I learned about the two of you is that Brenda is the night owl and Rob is the early bird. So your schedules and your body clocks are on different schedules. So what did you do to solve that problem?
Well, it really was a problem. And you're right. I'm a night owl. He's an early, he likes mornings. I don't. So we've decided to schedule a regular meeting. Probably about 3 times a week is when we get together in the mornings over breakfast and try to catch up so that we're on the same page.
What I saw as a major turning point in your business was deciding to streamline your business and just focus on kitchens and baths. You want to elaborate on that?
Well, by doing that, it created 2 things for us. Number one, it's very direct. You're not reinventing the wheel all the time, and it's something we're very experienced in. There's the money rooms in the house. Kitchens and baths are nice when you finish it. Then the husband and wife, are the first ones to have a party and invite their friends over. Next thing you know, it perpetuates additional business for us. Plus, keeping it the simplicity of not having to be fully tooled up to be a general contractor. We're more of a specialty contractor then, and it's really has streamlined things.
You know, it's one of the amazing things about marketing. If you want to increase your sales, you narrow your niche. What kind of feedback have you gotten from the work that you've been doing?
Well, again, people love to do work on their kitchens and baths, but probably the best compliment that we got was from a client that we've done work for different jobs over the years, but he said, no one ever regrets buying quality.
That's a great statement.
And you know, when you think about that, you think yourself, when you've bought quality, you never regret it, you know, so.
Well, now, Brenda, you handle the estimating in the business, and I know how important that is. How did streamlining your business improve your estimating time?
Well, when you're just working with doing kitchens and baths, you can, my estimating format that I use, I could basically just plug in the different components. Everybody, you know, if you're doing a bathroom, everybody has a tub or a shower and a toilet and a vanity. Back when we were RF Hager Construction, you know, we were doing decks and basements and additions, and it completely changes how you're doing the estimating. When you're just doing kitchens and baths, you can put the estimates out a lot quicker and same with the proposals. Some of it can be like boilerplate.
I know we talked about, instead of having estimates all over the board, let's go with a standard model, a higher end model, and then a deluxe model. Once you had those to work from, that make it a little bit easier to keep the estimates in line?
Yeah, and I think that helps clients as well, because a lot of times if you haven't remodeled a kitchen or a bathroom, you really don't know what it's going to cost. A lot of times the people will go out and they'll start looking at all the components and they get all excited, and next thing you know, they end up putting together a project that's more expensive. But if you give them, you know, here's what you can get for, you know, good, better, best kind of thing, or it really does help to streamline that process. And the other part that was frustrating for me with estimating, you know, everybody advertises free estimate, and there's a lot of time put into putting an estimate together. Getting an estimate for a set of tires is one thing, but getting an estimate for a custom bath or kitchen is another thing. So one of the things that I did to try to streamline that was to classify my clients or my prospective clients into two categories, explorers and planners. And so I explained to our clients that you're an explorer if you're just starting to, you know, consider doing a project, you're not sure what it's going to cost or what kind of components you want to have. And you're a planner if you've sort of done all that and you're ready to, you know, see what the plan looks like and get a design put together and really dig into the cost of it. So we separated our prospects into those two categories. What we do is we charge for the design process. If you're an explorer, or if you're a planner, we charge for that design process, and they'll get a floor plan, a rendering, and a detailed proposal. They don't have to go with us, but if they do, then that cost comes off the bottom line, and that makes sense to clients. I haven't had anybody say to us, "Wow, I don't want to do that. That doesn't, you know, I don't want to pay for that." Everybody's been like, "Well, that makes sense. You have to, you know, your time has to be covered as well."
But at least we're being compensated for our time, and that's the most important part for, you know, overhead factors.
Sure, and profitability.
Yes.
And obviously I can see that it's helped improve your relationships, having clear divisions of duties as well.
Right.
Let's talk about something that we said in the last coaching session. Brenda and I disagreed on this. I want Rob to get out of the field. She thinks he's best in the field. The problem with him staying in the field, if he's 90 years old and he's out there swinging a hammer, that's not really going to be good for his health. And the other problem is we can't duplicate the work. So the idea was, how do we get everybody on the same page? Do you want to explain a little bit about what we did with your identifying your values?
Well, I would say she's partially right, but the one thing is I do understand about the business processes. Duplication is the best form of you know, advancing your business. So I do need to duplicate myself, and if I could do that and I could manage from afar, it would definitely increase our volume and be able to expand our business. So I do see the merits in that. So at the same token, I still like to have my hands in it because it does have our signature on it. You know, RF Hager has our name, and people, even though they want me sometimes on the job, they can't always have me, so to speak, but it does create a sense of peace of mind for the client. And I think that's really important if I have a presence from that regard.
Well, we talked about your values, and right up front we knew your top values are integrity, quality, and service. Once you decide and make the decision to only bring on board people who share those same values with you, then it doesn't matter if Rob is doing the job or somebody else is. Now, instead of doing one job at a time, you can actually stack jobs. So everybody on every job is adhering to your standard of quality. Isn't that right?
That is correct. And having a system is very important too. So be able to bring somebody new in and then plug them into that system is important too. So if we systemizing what we do, and that's always been a difficult task for us, but that's what we're focusing on, to be able to bring people in that have qualities. And I believe we in a coaching session you had said that somebody might have a lot of talent, but maybe a bad attitude. It's like bringing a cancer in. You know, that kind of individual, you can train someone to be the way you would like them to be and to follow your ideals and to represent your company well, better than somebody who comes in with preconceived ideas. So that was good advice that you gave us.
Well, good. I gave you some other good advice. I said, you have a wonderful wife in Brenda, and seeing her happy should be your reward. That should be all you need. Don't you agree?
Happy wife, happy life.
Right.
Yeah.
Finally, what advice do you have for other couples who work together and are struggling through some of the same issues that you have?
Well, I believe number one is mutual respect, and identifying each individual strengths that we have, and also to be there to support our weaknesses, you know, and understand, you know, like with Brenda being a night owl and me being an early bird, so to speak, we found a way to work around that.
Well, very good. Rob, Brenda, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your incredible success story with us.
Thank you, Dave. We appreciate it.
Do you have an idea? Looking to optimize your workflow? To attract and retain customers or members and build enduring relationships? With ever-changing new technology, finding your way to the future in business can be daunting. Let us point you in the right direction with superior technical solutions and custom designed to keep you on the cutting edge of your market. Join Skyward Thought for a brighter future.
Looking to get back to your best self after a fall or illness? Call Oakleaf Manor. We partner with some of the area's finest physical, occupational, and speech therapists who perform services on site. Whether staying week to week, a month, or more, our care program is a refreshing, affordable alternative choice for your care plan. Restore, recover, and refresh at Oakleaf Manor. Call Janie Jackson for your free assessment.
Do you own a business? Do you accept credit cards for payment? If so, then you understand the complicated and often expensive world of credit card processing. My name is Rich Horn, and I have helped find millions of dollars in lost profit for hundreds of businesses in Lancaster County, provided better service than they've ever had before, and helped simplify the process of accepting cards for payment. Please contact me for a free comprehensive analysis. I'll help you put profit back in your bottom line.
Finally, I want to introduce you to another one of my customer service superheroes. Bob Kandratavich of Tomlinson Baumberger Lawn Care and Landscaping in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, is a master of under-promising and over-delivering. In fact, I remember one time when I first met Bob and he said he wanted to come for coaching. I said, Bob, you're already the #1 salesperson in your company. What do you want to learn? And he said, well, Dave, you know, you could always get better. And get better he did. A year after he came for coaching, I got an email from his general manager saying they were about to award Bob a cake. And on the cake, it read, congratulations, Bob K, on doing $1 million in sales. First person in the company to do so. Bob approached me about doing my own lawn care and landscaping, but I explained that he was going to need dynamite to be able to get the existing landscaping service out because my wife had used them for years and really liked their work. But that wasn't a reason for him to give up. About a year later, Bob was attending one of my seminars in the morning. At that particular day, there was another television crew coming from a different television show to film the seminar. They asked if some of my clients would mind doing video testimonials. I asked Bob, since he had been with me since my very first seminar, and he obliged me. I also casually mentioned to him that I was having trouble with a tree that was turning brown on my property, and I was wondering what he would advise. He said, "I'll come over and take a look at it as soon as I get a chance." Later that evening, when my wife and I were getting dressed to go out to dinner with the camera crew who had finished their shoot for the day, she looked out the window and said, "There's a Tomlinson Baumberger truck in our driveway." I went outside to see what was going on, and there, down on all fours, was Bob Kandratavich moving away mulch from our evergreen tree that was in trouble. Now keep in mind, this is somebody who had paid to go to a seminar that morning, agreed to volunteer and do a video testimonial for me right after, and now 6 o'clock that evening was going around trying to save a tree that another landscaping service had planted. Is it any wonder that ever since then, Bob has been taking care of our lawn care and landscaping needs? If you want to know the formula for how to wow your customers, you have to demonstrate that it's more important to you that they have a great experience doing business with you than it is to them. So I challenge you to dream big, pursue your passions, and stay focused on success.
Is your business in need of coaching? More info at daveromeo.com.